Hello and welcome back to the We Are City channel, to our FC 25 career mode. This is the penultimate episode. This is the grand finale of Season 3 of the rebuild with Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. We have won the Premier League. We have won the FA Cup. We have won the Carabao Cup. And in today's episode, it's Manchester City versus Milan. Another game in a Champions League final. Our second Champions League final in the club history. And this time, it's against Milan, the other side. Not Inter. This time it's Milan. We've already been to the final before and we beat Inter, didn't we? Completing the treble. This time we could go on and complete the quadruple. What a way it could be to possibly end Pep Guardiola's reign at Manchester City. His contract is up. I think if we win this, Pep thinks he's done everything he can at the club. He's won 2 Champions League trophies, a treble, a quadruple, a domestic quadruple as well. So many trophies that there's just too many to name. That Pep Guardiola will have done all he can at Manchester City in 11 years. Well, as it is the Champions League final, I thought I'd do a little bit of search into this Milan side, what we're coming up against, and they have got a whole heap of top quality players. On the right hand side of the right wing, they've got Chukwueze, who's 28, now 83 rated. Ousmane Dembele has moved from PSG to Milan as well, so that's 2 incredibly good right wingers. Striker wise, they've got Colombo, 79 rated. Domina is a little bit lower rated. Santiago Menez, 84 rated. I suspect he's the man who starts up top. Martin, 75. Chido Obi has joined them for 71 rated. They've got Okafor as well, who's 82 rated. But on the left hand side, they've got more quality as well. Rafa Leao, 88 rated. And also Rodrigo, 91 rated. So Rodrigo, Leao, wow. Jimenez, Dembele and Chukwueze as their forward line and options to the forward. That is absolutely crazy. And the midfield, it still continues to get pretty good. Yassin Adli is there, Mark Bernal. They've also got Luis Diaz in a forward position as well. Wow, this Milan side is absolutely stacked. Jolinton, Loftus-Cheek, Pogba, Musa there. I mean, the main man is obviously Tiani Reinders, who is absolutely insane. Look at those stats. What a player he is. But yeah, this Milan side look really good. Defence gets as good as well. Calabria's back, but Teo Hernandez, 87 rated. Jose Maria Jimenez is there now. Kalulu, Pavlovic, Terracino, David Raum as well. They're a little bit light in the defensive areas, but I suspect it'll be Kalulu and Pavlovic maybe at the start, maybe Jimenez. And goalkeeper-wise, Mike Maignan 89 rated as well. So, I mean, this Milan side, the forward line's ridiculous. They are going to be so... You can see why they're in a Champions League final. I assume they've won Serie A. We'll have a look at that actually before we start this as well. But I think they are going to be a bigger test than Inter were a few years ago. We had to check if Milan had won the league, and they haven't. In Serie A, in fact, Inter come out on top on 81 points. They win the title by just maybe 1 win. We can see Milan have got a pretty decent defence. 45 goals conceded, which is the top there, but we know how good the striking area is. We know how good the forward area is. And Milan have got 79 goals. That's the most scored in Serie A this season. So, yeah, they are the test, aren't they, really? I think they are going to bring an attacking style against us. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be a really entertaining final, I'm sure. So this is the time I'm going to go with for the Champions League final with some big calls actually in this side. So Diogo Costa starts in goal, which is expected. 92 rated goalkeeper. A back 4 of Frimpong. January signing Thomas Araujo ahead of Kusanov, Vardiel and Cambiasso. That is as expected. Into the midfield though, we do make maybe some changes that we weren't so sure about. Captain Rodri, the hero from the last time City were in the Champions League final. He starts in there with Phil Foden ahead of Xavi Simons. And Edison is named ahead of Eduardo Camavinga as well. And then to the front 3, Haaland of course leads the line. Savinho on the right, Marmoush on the left. On the bench, City have got Oscarson, Doku, Bob and Xavi Simons attacking options. Defensive midfield options, Camavinga, Wharton, Nico and Kusanov. But I mean, Haaland's playing his second Champions League final. It's a second for Phil Foden, a second for Rodri. But it is the first Champions League final for the rest of these players. Very inexperienced. Maybe we could have thrown other players in there. Camavinga maybe someone you want to put in the Champions League final because he's played one before. But that's what we're going to go with. And hopefully that's the side that lifts us not only our second Champions League trophy, our second European trophy, but also the 4th trophy of the season that makes this a quadruple. So here we go, ready for the Champions League final, which is being played in Germany this time. This is where the final is. The City fans and the Milan fans make the journey to Germany to see their side perhaps lift the Champions League trophy. It'll be tense, it'll be tight. We don't know which side's going to come out on top, but I'm sure that whatever we see is going to be an entertaining game of football. That I'm pretty sure of. City have got a giant tifo banner of the hero that was Rodri in that first time we went to the Champions League final against Inter. Rodri, the man that led City to the title with that fantastic finish. Rolled it into the bottom corner and he passed Andre Onana and give City the Champions League trophy. Give City their first ever European trophy. And out we come looking for our second one, perhaps at the end of the Pep Guardiola era. Looking at this Milan side, it's no man Dembele. It looks like it's going to be Rodrigo, Rafael Leao and Santiago Jimenez, the front three to try and keep quiet. We could be in big trouble today. That is a fantastic Milan side against Manchester City. The atmosphere will be rocking here today in Schalke, their stadium. This is going to be exciting. And hopefully, even with all the tension, even with all the pressure, this City side come out on top. Let's see how Milan line up today for this big Champions League final. There is Manchester City in a special kit for a special final here. The Champions League. What a strong side we've got out there. What an absolutely incredible side City have built over the years. And there is the Milan side. Captained by Calabria, who's back in the team. Found a way back after being forced out at one point. Mike Maignan looks like he's going to be in goal. Thierry Reinders, of course, in there. Jose Maria Jimenez as well. So this is the Milan side, captained by Calabria. On the bench, do you have Ousmane Dembele and Okafor and players like that. Maignan starts in goal. It's Calabria, Kalulu, Jimenez and Hernandez the back. For Reinders, Musa and Joelinton in the midfield three. Rodrigo, Rafael Leao and Santiago Jimenez the front three. What a good side that is. What a Champions League final we have in store here. Manchester City versus Milan. Musa, the American, driving him forward here. Looking for Rodrigo. Fought in by Edison. Can't stop him. One behind Vardiel to Santiago Jimenez here. What a chance that is at the start of this one for the Mexican. Phone back out to Rodri. Phone again and Rodri once more. And back to Edison and City. Keeping that possession on the edge of the Milan box here. Edison. Italian Cambiasso against an Italian side himself here. Cambiasso crosses one in. Savinho takes it down. Foden just can't get the shot off. Rodri back into Foden. Edison. Edison hits one here, saved by Maignan. Al attacking it away by Jimenez. The strike from the former Atalanta man. Marmoush, Edison. Edge of the box here. Rodri strikes one wide the post by Rodri. A little bit like his Milan strike against Inter. Foden. Away from Reinders, Foden. Nice feet from Phil Foden. Haaland takes it. Edge of the box. Shot blocked. Marmoush! City score early in the Champions League final. It's Omar Marmoush. Massive goal. And City take an early lead here. Haaland has a shot blocked here by Kalulu. Actually, it's the hand of the Frenchman. But it falls into the path of Omar Marmoush, who goes across the goalkeeper, Mike Maignan. And into the back of the net. No chance for Maignan. 1-0 City lead in the Champions League final. And a massive goal for Marmoush, who gets his 11th in the Champions League this season. 1-0 against Milan. What a start. 20 minutes in. And City have the lead here. Round the corner to Reinders. In behind to Leao. Away from Frimpong. Rafael Leao. Vardiel can't stop him. Araujo's across here against Jimenez and just puts it out for a corner. No nonsense defending from Thomas Araujo, who is known to take liberties. Sometimes a chance is saved by Costa. Off the line by Haaland. And Cambiasso into Savinho. And he spins away Savinho. Oh, that's a terrible pass. He slides in on Reinders. Wide to Rodrigo. Across the box here. Vardiel didn't quite read it. Santiago Jimenez! And Milan equalise. Well, for whatever reason, the game wouldn't let me get hold of Rodri there. Just could not get hold of him. And for that reason, not Rodri, Vardiel. Araujo stood off him. By the time it lets me get hold of Vardiel, Jimenez has got there. He's not even taken a touch. He's hit it first time across Costa. It's a very nice finish. 1-1 in this final. And Milan are back in it. Feet from Savinho. Haaland. Foden. Oh, Marmoush made a run. Foden looks back for Marmoush again. Marmoush again! Cross the box. Should score, maybe. Maignan rooted to the spot. Here's Cambiasso with him. That's Cambiasso. Inside now. Vardiel, who's had a good performance in the final so far. A chance again for Milan. Saved by Costa. Vardiel's been one of our best players this season. But today he's looked weak in the final. Marmoush away to Foden. They won't let us counter it, I'm sure. That is half time. There's an injury for Milan. I think it's Santiago Jimenez who is down. Half-time, Manchester City 1, Milan 1 in the Champions League final. Neither side have the advantage quite yet, but maybe in the second half things can change. Oh, good feet by Rafa Leao against Frimpong. Dives in on Leao, pulls it back here. Rodri in the box, got to be careful, throwing your foot out here. Chance for Rodrigo! Big save by Costa. Massive save for the goalkeeper, Foden. Dispossessed by Reinders. Looking at maybe making a change. Oscar Bob, Jeremy Doku. Xavi Simons on that City bench. Rodrigo. Edison can't stop it through. Okafor who's come on here. For Jimenez. Okafor! Another big save by Costa. And Frimpong into Rafael. City needs to get a hold of this game. Frimpong back into Rodri. That wide to Frimpong here. Frimpong, good feet. Frimpong, ball in. Haaland's waiting. Away. Marmouche. Marmouche! Oh, I asked him to shoot 3 times there. Into Edison. That space for Phil Foden. Right to Savinho. Across the box. Haaland is waiting! Haaland's offside. I thought we'd taken the lead here in the final, but Erling Haaland's offside. That would have been goal 60 in all competitions. They make a change. Yassin Adli, he's on. Marmouche's passed a little bit light. Foden wasn't really awake to that situation. Leao drops. Frimpong here. Here's Rafa Leao up against Araujo. Fouls him. Frimpong dives in on him. Free kick Milan. City did that on purpose there to stop him. Onto the box here. Leao wins the header! Milan have the lead in the Champions League final. And it's Rafael Leao. And could the quadruple dream be over? Because Milan have the lead here. Ball comes in by Rodrigo. And it's a goal from Rafael. He beats Omar Marmouche in the air. Fantastic header. Lifts it over goalkeeper Costa, who's come for it. And Milan have the lead here. What a massive goal, and the changes have got to make now. Pep Guardiola's side. It's going to be Savinho for Oscar Bob. And it's going to be Xavi Simons for Phil Foden. Route 1 to Marmouche. Into Xavi Simons. Haaland. Simons. Back in behind to Marmouche here. Omar Marmouche! What a goal by Marmouche! 2-2. And we are level in this Champions League game. I could have gone across to Oscar Bob there, but I backed Omar Marmouche, who gets a double in the Champions League final. Off this left-hand side. Bends it past Mike Maignan. What a finish by Marmouche. Absolutely fantastic finish. 2-2, we're level. And what a final we've got on our hands here. What a final here for a neutral. For a Milan and City fan. It's tense, it's hard to watch. Marmouche. In behind Kalulu, dealt with. Edison back down to Marmouche. Simons. Through to Oscar Bob here. Bob for City. Bob! Oh, it's a great cross to the far post, but no one's there. Xavi Simons into Haaland. Around the corner to Oscar Bob, and taken off him by Theo Hernandez. Great defending. I don't think Haaland's played particularly well in the final, but he's done well there. Oh, ref, that's our throw. For certain. Rafa Leao. Frimpong again, brilliant. And a very poor pass. Okafor. And that is half-time in the tie. Well, no, it's full-time in the tie. But it could be half-time because we're going to extra time now. And possibly even penalties. 2-2 it finished after 90 minutes. These sides can't be separated. There's more football yet to come. The half-time substitution for us. Edison comes off on a yellow card because I don't want to risk that red card possibility. Onto the field comes Eduardo Camavinga, an experienced Champions League finalist. Camavinga. Back to the captain, Rodri. This time he finds Haaland. Xavi Simons. Xavi. Wide to Marmouche. There's trouble opening up for Milan here again. Marmouche. Marmouche. Into Haaland here. Strike blocked away. What a chance that was for Haaland, actually. Rodri. Xavi. Oscar Bob. Against Theo Hernandez. He's past Theo Hernandez. Brilliant from Oscar Bob. Bob. Far post. Marmouche there for the header, down to Camavinga. Back out to Frimpong. Rodri. Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons! What a goal from Xavi Simons! 3-2 Manchester City in the Champions League final. And that is a spectacular strike by a truly spectacular player. 3-2 Manchester City. And it's a Xavi Simons goal. Frimpong into Rodri, into Xavi Simons, head up. We knew that from the edge of the box the goal seemed to come from there today. We've had the chances there. They give you a lot of space around the edge of the box to Milan. An extra time in the Champions League final. Here's Theo Reinders. Luis Diaz. Cambiasso. Good challenge by Cambiasso. What? He took the ball there for Luis Diaz. Cambiasso. It's a yellow card for the Italian. I don't quite understand it. From my angle, it looked like he got the ball. Well, he didn't do. He did get the ball, but he got Luis Diaz first. Fair enough. Well, Milan have already scored one from one set piece. Rodri gets this one away. Well, another change at half-time for Manchester City, and that is a departure for Cambiasso. Being on a yellow card, I'm not exactly sure about him. So Vardiel goes to left-back. Rodri goes in at centre-back. And Adam Wharton comes onto the field here for Cambiasso. Here's Luis Diaz. Wide towards Leao. Cristiano should read that. Heads it down straight to a Milan player. But he shoots it wide. Xavi. Wharton. Space for Oscar Bob here. Bob with the ball into the box. He's blocked away. Maignan plays it away. And there's a minute left here on the clock for Milan to get a goal. There's Mane Dembele's on the field as well now. Against Vardiel. Vardiel, what a challenge. And it comes off Dembele as well. What a tackle by Vardiel. Into Wharton. Not the pass of play, not the pass of play, but it doesn't matter. The full-time whistle goes. Pep Guardiola's Manchester City complete the unthinkable. You thought the treble was far enough. We've gone and won the quadruple. That's the Champions League win for this City side. And that is this City side writing their name completely in history as I think the greatest footballing team that has ever been. Wow. Can you believe it? Manchester City win every trophy on offer. The treble wasn't enough for the City side. We had to go and win the quadruple. And we've only gone and done it. What an insane season. You think about the dip we had at a certain point in the season where we thought things aren't going well, things are all over for us and we're not going to win anything this year. We fought back in the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. We fought back in the Premier League against Arsenal. We fought back in the FA Cup against Newcastle. And we fought to go and win the Champions League as well. Up steps Rodri to the podium. This time he lifts the Champions League trophy, not as the goal scorer to win it, but as the captain. Manchester City are Champions League winners. Manchester City are quadruple winners. And drink it in, enjoy it, because this is the most successful this City side will ever be, ever can possibly be. And this is a team of absolute superstars, of heroes and legends in Manchester City history now. What a result, what a team, what a performance, and what a manager they have behind them. Pep Guardiola, you are the best manager in football in history, without a single doubt. And here is the trophy parade for this Manchester City side as quadruple winners. It says it on the front of the bus, it says it on the side. There are the players celebrating. We are quadruple winners. We've won the lot. And Pep Guardiola celebrates this City side knowing that is the greatest achievement any manager can do. I don't think another Premier League side will ever do that. I genuinely don't. That is incredible. And Pep Guardiola and his City side have just gone and done it, haven't they? Congratulations to him. Congratulations to the players. And the fans. It'll never get better than this, surely. Well, that is the season over. This is how things look in the full roundup. So we won the league title by 1 point over Arsenal. Villa and Spurs get top four. Liverpool and Chelsea miss out. Man United down in 12th. Ipswich, Wolves and Hull City relegated from the Premier League. And the Community Shield winners were Manchester City, a 1-0 win over Spurs. That's another trophy, by the way. 5 trophies for the club. Emirates FA Cup winners, Manchester City, a 2-1 win over Newcastle United. Carabao Cup winners, Manchester City, a 5-2 win over Arsenal in the final. UEFA Super Cup winners, we were in that. Aston Villa beat PSG, wow, by 2-0. Congratulations to them. UEFA Champions League winners, Manchester City, a 3-2 win over Milan. Xavi Simons with that winning goal. Europa League winners were Spurs, a 2-0 win over Lyon. Well done, Spurs. And Conference League winners were Bologna beating Nottingham Forest, and the Premier League side get to the final 3-2. Also in the Premier League, I wanted to show you the stats in terms of the top goal scorers and so on, because top goal scorer was, of course, Erling Haaland, 38 goals in 37 appearances, breaking the record. And top in assists was Kai Havertz with 11, Savinho second with 10. Clean sheets, Diogo Costa, he was top 15 in 38 appearances. And of course, now we need to look at some leagues around the world before we get into the player stats, as we look at the other leagues and what other sort of achievements we've seen around the league. So we'll start things off in, of course, the Championship. Coming up next season, Everton and Burnley back in the Premier League. It's between QPR, Luton, Southampton, Sheffield, the other side. Into the Barclays Women's Super League, it is Aston Villa coming out on top, Manchester City down in 7th. Ligue 1 is won by Monaco. They outdo Paris Saint-Germain by a single point. Into the Bundesliga, which is here, we see Dortmund winning the title. Bayern, after Champions League winners last year, dropped off massively. Just finished 4th in a Champions League place. Leipzig and Leverkusen ahead of them. Dortmund champions once again. In Serie A, as we know, Inter won the title. Milan, the finalists in the Champions League, come second. Eredivisie, we see Feyenoord and Arne Slot's former side coming out on top. In Portugal, we see Benfica winning the title despite losing some key players. One of those, Thomas Araujo, came to us, didn't he, via Crystal Palace anyway. And then in La Liga, the winners are Real Madrid, outdoing Barcelona by 10 whole points. As for stats for season, Haaland is our top goal scorer with 59 goals this season. Marmoush with 33, Foden with 12, and 3 top assisters. Savinho and Haaland tied on 17 in first place. Foden in second place with 16, and Marmoush in third place with 14. Let's have a look at all the appearances then. So Vardiel, 66 appearances, no goals, no assists, now 90 rated. Erling Haaland, 64 appearances, 59 goals and 17 assists. Wow, oh wow, oh wow, what a season. The same goes for Marmoush, 33 goals and 14 assists. Savinho, 10 goals and 17 assists, a real creative force. Cambiasso gets 6 assists and 1 goal. Costa, only 1 assist, but 22 clean sheets as a goalkeeper. Foden, 12 goals and 16 assists. Rodri, 6 assists, 1 goal. Ederson, 2 goals and 4 assists. Camavinga, 1 goal and 3 assists. Frimpong, 12 assists from fullback. What a performance, and 3 goals as well. Doku, 6 and 6 in 46. Nico, 3 assists, no goals. Bob, 8 and 8 in 40. Not bad, 82 rated. He's 81 rated. He's still developing. Simons, the most important goal of the season, winning the Champions League final. 12 assists and 9 goals. Kusanov got a goal, no assists. Wharton, 34 games, 4 assists in that time. Oscarson only played 28 games in his first season, but 11 goals and 4 assists. O'Reilly, 1 goal in 25 appearances. Araujo, 1 assist in 24. Lewis, 1 assist in 22. Max Lane really developing well. 20 appearances for Bournemouth in the Premier League, Carabao Cup and FA Cup this season, now 78 rated. McAdoo, now 77 rated. 60 appearances, 2 goals and 4 assists. Spike Brits playing on loan at Ipswich, now 75 rated. He's played 12 Premier League games this season. He's doing really well, his development. Milinkovic Savic only 15 appearances and 4 clean sheets in that time. Justin Oberwadu, he's up to 76 rated now. He's played 15 games, got 4 goals in the Premier League for Leicester. Junovar, 14 appearances for the club, now 77 rated. Mikasa now 78 rated, 13 appearances this season, our least used player. Banzuzi on loan at Brentford, 12 appearances in the Premier League and 2 goals in that time. Ruprecht on loan at Wolves, 12 appearances in the Premier League, 3 goals and 1 assist. Victor Hayes played 11 games for West Ham on loan. They're now 78 rated. Lakyle Samuel now 76 rated, doing well at Everton, 7 appearances. But funny, they only show the friendly games. They don't show they can't show Premier League games, Carabao Cups. He's probably played more games for Girona, now 74 rated. Wilson now 78 in his development. Karius made not a single appearance, still 71. He's our obviously third choice goalkeeper. Echeverry only grows by 1 to 78. Disappointing loan move for him at Real Sociedad. Thomas Souza is grown by 2, the young goalkeeper. Mabama has grown by 1, now 74 rated. Simpson Puzzi doesn't develop at all. He's another one developing pretty slowly. The same goes for Christian McFarlane at Coventry, and Agelli only up by 1 there as well. Now, if you want to know our player of the season, our underrated player of the season, our young player of the season, and sign of the season, go to the community post. You can vote for that and see who comes out on top according to you guys. That ends season 3. That ends today's episode. But we've got one little bit big news to add just before things end, before we see you guys next time. And that big news is that Pep Guardiola is going to leave Manchester City. Everything he's achieved over 11 years at the club has been unbelievable, but he's decided time to call it a day It's enough. It's time for a break now after everything's achieved at Manchester City, and it is time to say thank you for everything he has achieved. However, there will be another season in his career mode, but a new man at the helm, a new man leading the City side to hopefully more success. We'll see you guys for that next time.